I like this because it thrusts them into the action and they have no control where they land. It's reminiscent of the first Doctor, who couldn't control where his TARDIS took him and his companions. We know the Doctor and Rose have landed in London, but it's great that we don't know what time period they're in, creating a nice, albeit short-lived mystery. It also tells us a lot about the Doctor, because he doesn't just scan to find the alien tech. He prefers the more personal approach of asking people, although that doesn't end well for him.
But has anything fallen from the sky recently?
I like this scene. It's completely unnecessary and could have easily been cut out for time, but it adds so much to the episode, immersing us into the time period with 1940 style music, fashion and iconography, such as the gas masks that the Empty Child and his zombies wear. I love the introduction to the Empty Child, the monster of the story. At the start of the episode, Rose is drawn away by a mysterious child on a roof, but the real kicker is when the Doctor returns to the TARDIS to hear the phone ring. It's great because it shouldn't ring. It's not actually a police box, so the phone shouldn't work. It's so hauntingly creepy to hear that same child speaking, affirming that there is something very wrong about all of this, especially because of Nancy's enigmatic warning. Moffat does a great job building up tension in this episode, with each of the child's early appearances telling us more about it, and establishing it as a threat. He arrives at the house and starts to supernaturally manipulate items such as the telephone and radio. It shows how powerful he is, with Nancy telling the Doctor he can't touch it otherwise he'll become like the child. I love this because at first it's unclear as to what this even means. It's so chilling when the Doctor actually sympathises with the child and opens the door only to find that the child is gone. However, we soon find out exactly what Nancy means when the Doctor goes to Albion Hospital, the same place we briefly visit during Aliens of London in the first two-parter. We see an entire ward full of patients resembling the gas mask child, with his same injuries. This scene is great because not only does it establish who the child is, but it also tells us that touching the child makes you become just like him, highlighted by the grotesque, graphic transformation of Dr. Constantine. It's this kind of visual that really benefits from the CGI New Who was able to use, compared to the inferior technology of classic Who. The Empty Child is one of the best villains in New Who history. It's not some fantastical, hard to comprehend alien, it's just a little boy wearing a gas mask, an image that isn't inherently scary or threatening. The terror comes from how human it seems, but instead the child is completely hollow, the shell of a dead person puppeted by nanogenes. It's relentless and always coming for Nancy.
Is he coming?
Annie, as long as you're with me, he's always coming.
The consequences of getting caught by the child are also completely different to most Doctor Who monsters. Instead of just killing you, it brutally and slowly transforms you into a mindless, empty drone. It's a concept that is driven home when the Doctor is examining the gas mask zombies and finds out they're not dead, despite having loads of injuries that should have killed them. Nancy is a great character. Early on in the story, we find out that she sneaks into houses during air raids to feed homeless children, which is stealing, but it's a good show of morality and shows us her bravery. Florence Hoth really brings the role to life with her vulnerability and determination. She's so convincing as Nancy, especially when she's caught by the owner of the home she broke into. She blackmails Mr. Lloyd, knowing that he only